So we see this road here, and just past the wee church, you turn left down here now, look. What is this here? This is the only thing that stops you bringing a big lorries down here, is this wee road. Look at that there. If they widen this wee road out, if they widen this wee road out here, it'd be a big shortcut for lorries and stuff, but then it's, you're not on the roundabout. But they could have it so that you divert you a certain direction. There's Dunganon now, up that direction there. Where are we now? I'm going down now to the roundabout, but you see, that goes up to the cement works there, if I remember rightly. Go across that wee narrow road, and that takes you on the Dunganon road. I'm going down the big roundabout here now, because the actual, if I was going Dunganon, I wouldn't come down this way. I would come straight across that wee narrow one. But because we're going to this Cottage Wood, it's right on the roundabout. But you see how much time you save? Instead of driving way down here and away back up, it's only 100 yards. And you have it done. But we see where this Cottage Wood is. You wonder why nobody finds it.
Take second exit.
I used Google Maps to find it years ago. I was telling me I was there, and one of them places, where is it? I'm not going to hear, like. And it was a wee farmer's lane, and I took a wee chance, took a walk. I left the car at a garage that was closed down, and I took a wee walk down the farmer's lane. So we see now where this lane is now. I'll try and keep this camera going, it's a bit hard right now. It's more or less, I was at roundabout there now. So we see, turn off this road now to the left, indicator. Where is it now?
Destination on left.
This is the road now. You would never know there's a forest or wood here. It's down this track. Who would ever think of driving down this track? Belongs to the Woodland Trust. Half of it belongs to Cookstown Council, probably Mid-Ulster Council now, whatever they call themselves. And the other half is Woodland Trust. Nobody's going to come down here that think, oh, let's go down their farmyard. They actually have a wee car park down here. Wee small car park. This ground here belonged to Killymoon Castle, with that big vault we've seen back there. This was their grounds, and we're not walking far enough today because we're not able to do it, so I don't want to do it. Start off a wee bit there where the mill and all was, down along the river where the wee mill was. That's interesting. The main paths are a bit boring. So the thing about Woodland Trust trees, they're not very ancient forests. Brilliant in 50 years time. But if you go down the bottom in the autumn, you actually see the castle. The castle doesn't belong to the original family now. Part of the grounds is sold off for the golf club. Part of the grounds is sold off here for council, like, and the Woodland Trust. So I don't know how far the estate originally went. But bear in mind, there's that many estates around here. But there's the wee car park there. A couple of farm gates you can't block up right enough, like, but where are we going to park? I'll just park. See, the phone keeps going. Reverse in here, well, reverse in here. You wouldn't want to come down in a caravan. There's not a chance in a motor. You come down in a motorhome during the week, not at the weekends. If I'm in a motorhome, there's too many cars here. The reverse alarm's going now because of the tow bar. I haven't put my wee plastic cap on. You put the wee plastic cap on, Willow. So this is now Cottage Wood. See, the thing is, that wee lane, maybe there's a farmer's lane. Who's the right of way? Who owns what? Who knows? But this wee car park's got a council button, council signs. So it's hard to know who actually owns the lane. Come on, Willow. So there's other walks you can do here. Look, they're going way up there, like. Probably brings them out, depending where you live, like, taking them out to their house. And not a fancy wee bin there, isn't it? Is that plastic, is it? Yeah, Woodland Trust, there you are now, that's the official sign there. Woodland Trust, no expense spared in that, like. There's the main road out there. But you'd never think. So anybody trying to find us who's not from the area wouldn't know. Like, with this big sign now, you go in, but all they need is a wee man walking sign. A wee wooden post, a wee walking sign down the main road. That's all you need. And then people can stop the cars. Ah, it is down there. But when she's snuffing there now, you get a layout of the place. There's one of them wee counters again. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. These wee counters. The river loop, following the rushing flow of the Ballanderry River. They always like to get poetic, don't they? The ones just say walk along the mucky path next to the riverbank. That's what I would say. Discover the ruins. Yeah, trip over the couple of boulders from the sawmill. Follow the river path as it meanders. Meanders is a nice word, isn't it? Meanders, that's a nice word. As it meanders through the woodland and meadows. Beach loop. Don't bring your deck chair. It's trees. Beach trees. People will be getting their hopes up. So basically what happened to a lot of these properties, your boy owned the big house, he owned all the land, he could rent the land off to all the peasants. Now bear in mind, we look at peasants as poor gypsy type folk, but peasants were just like me, just normal people, public. Well, don't be saying no here now, like. So he rent the land off the locals. Same happens today. People rent factory buildings and everything. So there's nothing new in renting things out in landlords. People rent houses. But the only catch he had a wee catch, you know. So the farmer rented you that wee bit of ground there. And maybe you'd grow your spuds. If you grow your spuds, take them home, that's alright. But if you decide to grow barley or something like that there, or corn, you had to take it to his corn mill to get processed. You couldn't take it up the road, the other boy's corn mill. A wee bit of monopoly. So he already rented you the land, but then he would charge you then for grinding the corn. Now your corn has to be ground anyway. But the fact is, he built the corn mill, so his locals could bring their corn to his corn mill. And it wasn't very successful, this corn mill. And then it was sold off. So while the family still owned it, they sold it off. And after they sold it off, it made a bit more money. I think a wee bit of diversification or something took place. We'll find out when we get down there. I've forgotten now, like. But don't know if the war was involved in it or not. But there's not much to see at the corn mill. Willow, we're down here now along the wee riverbank. The riverbank. Yes. Have I doing my counting again, have I? Have I doing my counting? That's why I said we're not going to see the castle. Right. 1, 2, 3. I'm away. Whoa! Where's the time coming here on that? Do you know the amount of puppies that love to walk Cabin Wood? Well, anybody wanting to go Cabin Wood, you're going to have to come yourself. Well, I'm not going to do it. There's a wee bit of an old building or something sat here at one time. But it's funny, they put probably a picnic table or something. There's a bit of wood there, holding the concrete. And all overgrown, the wood hadn't even rotted away. There was a wee building, look, there's a wee post there. Had a wee post there. No, I think it's just a wee picnic site they built. I'll probably put a picnic table and the boys are bringing beer cans down. So stuff that picnic table, get it away. Because money doesn't grow on trees. You know the weird thing about that saying there, money doesn't grow on trees? Apples do, and still can't afford to buy an apple. So if money grew on trees, it still cost you to buy it. Right, tell me else, honey. Where do you want to go next? Are you going down this lane? Oh, I don't know what's taking her down this lane. I've never been down this lane. I'm sure it doesn't go anywhere. you want to go down this way? No? Ancient stone sitting there from something. Oh, I'm gonna sit down here now, Willow. Will you make up your mind what you want to do? I travel 4 miles to here, like. Travel 4 miles to come here. I wonder if I drove up to Killymoon Castle, how far would we get up? There's a golf course there now, I wonder where we see it. It's a private house now. See, that's Cookstown, that's the council, no further. So did the council own this place out here? The grass looks nice there, the wind blowing. Well, man up here. I'm going to see if it goes. The wind's blowing, the leaves is falling, the sun's shining, the river's going to be flowing. It's going to be a nice wee walk. We'll do 10 minutes of it. Willow! Oh no, 10 minutes, Mum, 10 minutes. I'm not going to do the whole thing, pet. We'll do down as far as the wee corn mill. We'll do as far as the wee corn mill, pet. Everything's lining up here. We've got the wind, we've got the sun. Because it doesn't matter where we go, you want to keep changing your mind. We go down, she doesn't like gravel paths. When we go down here a wee bit, we get off the gravel path and onto the wee clay one. And you like the wee clay one. So we're not going to do the whole thing. It's pretty long. If you're a young dog, it's brilliant time. Willow doesn't like these out paths here. Look at all them there, wee toasters there. Oh, pile. Got a wee family off them there. The river's just down there, I can see it through the trees. Just about. You see, you'd missed out on that pea now, wouldn't you? All the wee berries out. You don't have to go too far here until you get down to the river. Once you get down to the river, you should be happy. But I say most of this walkway is like this. Most people like these paths. That's what they like. I like the mucky ones, and so does Willow. You see, the trees aren't very old. That's Woodland Trust. We get a lot of farmland and they plant trees. Look down here now, look at that nice there now, look. The wind's blowing, come on this way, Willow. The leaves, this is autumn. This is autumn. Come on now, Pip. We're down to the water. It might be a wee bit dark here for the GoPro, but this is a nice wee bit of walk here. A wee fence and all up here for safety. Now you see, now you're getting a wee sniffy. If I mind right, there might only be 1 or 2 places where you can go for a drink. Most of it's pretty steep. On we go now, honey. There's the wee river now. There's a bit of an old stone wall there, stone building there. One time, not much left of that. That's man-made there, whatever it was. Because the thing about a mill, you need a mill race to bring the water to the mill. It's hard to make out here where it was. Look at that there holloway in there. There's a wee wildlife down in there. You sort of make out on the other side was a wee bit of path. We can't walk that, so we can't. But it might be access from the Killymoon estate. And they can walk it. But I don't think members of the general public can walk there. Now there's a golf course. How far the golf course comes down, I don't know. Maybe you can access it from the golf course. I don't know. Let's look Google Maps. That's a dead end now. We're going to go up these steps. So we have to go back up these steps now to the main path again. And then you go back down more steps. See, we fishermen all go down that way. Well, I'm up the grass hill here. Come on, up the grass hill. Out again. Ah, you don't like steps. Right, let's just down here a wee bit now, pet. We'll do the second part and then we can go home then. We'll not go home. We'll look for something else exciting. Sure, I like Cookstown Main Street. Might just take it to Cookstown Main Street. Sure, love that. Sure, love it. There'll be scrounging and everything. I'd rather wait just the shelves closed, but. When you think on his day, Killymoon house is on the far side of the river and the mill is at this side. So I wonder they didn't have a wee bridge going across. I've never noticed anywhere where there's been piers for a bridge. You wouldn't want one now for as common as there's a black fence up there. So that might be separating the golf course from the house. So the best time to come here would be the autumn. No, no point in going down there, pet, unless you want to go to the water. Nah, too deep. Come on this way, pet. No, well, you have to come back up again. You don't want to come up, Mum. Well, originally when they built the house, you would have had a ford. The horses went across the river, so the river wouldn't have been a problem. And that's the winter time. So unless they had a ford somewhere, which I think I might know where there's a wee ford. So you get, but then the peasants and all would have brought their grain to the mill, but the big landowners don't want the peasants going. Oh, look at that there! Look at that! I've never seen that before there. This GoPro's not going to pick it up. There's a tunnel over there, metal bars on it. The other side over there, there's a tunnel with metal bars. There could have been a stream or something that's been piped up, but it's hard to tell where they lead. It looks like stone each side of it. It's not a modern concrete pipe. It looks like a stone wall each side of it. Can't make it. I'll come back in the autumn, pet. I'll come back in a few months' time and them leaves gone, make it out. I've never noticed that before there. I'll keep an eye as I go down here. It's a pretty big tunnel. But it makes you wonder the metal bars on it. It's just did the big estate pipe it up because they didn't want the look of it? Or they not want anybody sneaking up the tunnel towards the house? Can't see nothing there now. Well, it's down here now. Oh, there you are. Down here now, the wee mill. Wee mill's down here now, pal. They made a wee seat here that looked like a saw. It's quite good, like, for what expense it takes to build a bench. Didn't take much to make it into a wee saw, but imagination, like. But there's your saw handle there, like. And the wee teeth. So as far as art goes, it's pretty practical, like. A wee bit of history here now. Drift through the past. So you need your mill lid coming down. We're going to see, I think this is what we're seeing here. We're seeing the wall from this, and where the wheel was. But like if that's the wall we're seeing, where we're standing there now, where we're standing here, there should have been a pit. We should have had an entrance coming in. We haven't seen any of that. And an exit. And where the actual mill is, it doesn't seem to be space for it. There's the castle there. Big swanky house. The ruined sawmill stands on the edge of the Ballanday River. Little is known about the history of the mill, but it is clear that it once stood at the heart of an extensive ancient woodland on the estate attached to Killymoon Castle. A notice in the Londonderry Sentinel on the 27th of December 1861 announced the sale of the wood from the estate, consisting entirely of first-class oak for shipbuilding and railway carriages. The advertisement boasted that the timber could not be surpassed in the United Kingdom for size and quality. The vacant site was valued at £8 in 1887. There we go now, the war. During the First World War in 1914-1918, timber was cut for the war effort. It was at this time that Mr. Montre, the owner of Killymoon Castle, sold lands. I wonder, Mr. Montre, we didn't know something in the graveyard now. Could have been if we didn't read it. The owner of Killymoon Castle sold land known as the Finger Post along the Grange Road, together with the mill and the rights to the water power. So he sold the rights to the water power. So he couldn't, after selling the mill, he couldn't just build another mill beside it. The mill was purchased by Mr. I don't know, see, I'm useless with names. Useless with names, there's a name there. Who planned to modernise the mill by supplementing the water power with steam power to be generated by the burning of sawdust. See, they're way before the time there, weren't they? However, before it was completed, he changed his mind. I probably lost the money in the gambling debt. Seemingly on the advice of some Canadian lumbermen who suggested he should build a new mill alongside the railway line, which ran through the Killymoon estate and crossed the river just downstream. So Killymoon had a railway line and crossed the river downstream, so you think there'd be a railway bridge. Unused, the mill fell into disrepair, and all that remains are the ruins which you see today. But when you see that picture there, that's what you see today. How do you make that out of that? You know, two don't seem to go together. There doesn't seem to be enough room up there for a big building. But the other side of the building compared to the width, you see it down here now. You just don't seem to go together. So, if you look at the width of that there now, you'd presume that's where the water's running. But like, where's the rest of it? How would you fill in that much? To see what remains now, like. We'll walk down in here. There's a wee riverbank. We'll go the other way. What a history! So there's been stones and all laid there. That's just not rock blasted out. In fact, maybe it is rock blasted out. But there's do you see a lake there? They actually put planks of wood down to stop water. You get that in canals and all today. If you want to block off the channel, there should be one this side too. We'll go down underneath and we'll have a look, but I want to leave path too. But kind of shortcut here, Willow. History. You see here now, you drop your planks of wood down here, each side, and that stops the water getting out. But they had a big wheel mechanism in here somewhere. See, that could be part of the actual mill building itself. That could be where the shaft went in for the wheel. So the wheel could have been sitting here where we are now. If you think now how mills are made now, like, see how the wall, that wall's been literally built around there. That's built on there. Or You don't need that size of an opening for a water wheel, for a shaft. Actually, I think with water come in the other side and come out of here, but what's all this about? It just doesn't quite match up with the picture. So that picture might be a wee Irish impression. May not be right. So there again, there's, you had timber and all going in there. It could have been the gates you wind up and down, but you should be the same on the other side. But that wall there has been all plastered over. It's been found down, it's been repaired. So the other side's missing. So you take the width of this here now, this should be the same depth the whole way down. Where's the rest of the mull race? How could it get filled in so much that you don't, no sign of it? There's zero sign of it. So that is a bit of the mull building up there. It's hard to make out, but that is the actual wall of the actual mull above. Let's check that out when we come up the other side. So we're in where the water wheel now would have been. It's very wide. It's very, very wide this here. I know a mull race you go, it's not this way. But it's early technology. Could have been like just used as a mull pond, store extra water. Because there's no mull pond here, it just came in from the river. So that building above is the actual mull. Now that's the actual mull building there. You see it like that there? That there be big enough for a waterway. All they need to do is get a shaft in there. A couple of stones, they get a big long shaft that come across, big metal shaft, and then the wheel in the middle. It's too open. It actually widens out, it comes down, so I don't, it's hard to make out how it actually worked, this one. Any mill I've seen, and this is a very, very big mill, like Herdman's mill. It doesn't have to be that wide at the bottom. So this wouldn't have been here, this would all straight into the river. So there's a wall now, the mill up there. So there's another wee hole over there, you see. So bear in mind, this wall could have come on down, it's disappeared. But normally a mill, you have a hole and a big shaft goes through. And the other side of the shaft, you'd have a big cog. And that's a powered your mill. But I don't see it there, well. So basically he bought this, instead of spending the money on getting a steam engine, bearing in mind, you're getting a steam engine because there's not enough water to power it. So they don't have a mill, they don't have a mill race. The boy says, hey, pull the new mill on down below, put the more water down there. He's got the right to use the river for water power, so he doesn't have to use that mill. I'm not going to go down anymore now. Willow doesn't like this place now. I know a puppy would like it, wouldn't they, Willow? Would you recommend it for the puppies? Not for you. Go out for the puppies. There's an wee path goes down there along the river, but I think Willow's had enough. Come on, you might go back. She's had enough. So you had to go down too far to see the castle. And you're not going to see much now when the leaves is out. But you hardly see that building in there, would you? It's funny how the outside wall, that's a very not the inside wall. You think, there's the mill there now. But, so the actual building is where we're standing. That's the outside wall there now, facing the river. So depending on the size of the mill, the actual workings of the mill would have been here. There's a gap there in the wall there. Maybe the water wheel mechanism came in here. You'd have to have a gap somewhere for... It's very low down, isn't it? You look at the picture, it doesn't add up with the picture. So why that has changed here with that mill? Maybe it's a ruin this last 400 years, I don't know how long. I think, no, First World War, that mill was here. 100 years ago that mill was here. And yet, hard to make out anything from it. So imagine this lane coming in here would have been the lane that would have brought the stuff to them all. Oh no, well. So they've been all weir further upstream, and from the first weir is, that's where the water comes off. The wee path. So that wee path should be the path we're on now. The thick wall goes down, there's the two thick walls, the mud comes up. It's a big wide wheel. The wheel's near the end. Near the end of the building. Near the big shaft goes in. Am I putting this the right way? Big thick walls come down. That's the road, that's the pathway there. Would have come down a couple of steps at the end of the building. So the actual building itself, there's the building's just over there. So you come down a couple of steps from the lane to the building. So it's quite a height difference between the lane and the building. So the wheel was pretty wide. The wheel was near the width of that. Shows out a boat, but when the water comes out here, there's a weir. How down? On out, Willow. There we go. On out. Now, their puppies are on leads, pet. But I've tried looking before, and the mill race would have been away down in there. The weir, there's no way you can make it a mill race there. It's impossible. There's a weir there, like. You do not see a mill race. Any possibility of a mill race being there. Let the wee puppies go past first, Pep. Oh, they're faster than you. Hello, hold on, Pep. See, that man there is going with a woman with 3 handbag dogs. They're uncontrollable. His own dog, and he's worried as well as off the lead. And if there's one thing worse, and people complain about dogs off the lead, as other dog owners complain about dogs off the lead. And yet he's got one of them extendable leads he can't control. Like his wee dog, his wee dog itself is well behaved. His wee dog could be off the lead. Well, you seem tired. I don't know if you're tired or bored. I think we're going to go to Cookstown Main Street. A wee bit. We're not doing the whole lot now. We'll just do a wee bit of the main street. So you like doing a wee bit of the main street, don't you? And that would make your day. That would make your day. What do we see now? I wonder what time it is. Well, the hand at the shops is closed. But it's 5 to 5, Pet. The shops will still be open yet. Not too long. There's a wee path. I didn't go down there. We all want to go down. I didn't go down it. See, well, she's on the history more than you think, you know. That's the start of the mill race here. Well, I'm on down this side, get a drink. There's the weir there. Down you go. Down, get a wee drink down this way. I just go anywhere. Wherever you get a drink, just get a drink. So these trees here, that's the old banking along there. All these stones on the bottom. These stones are a bit slippy. You can actually see the stones on the side there, it's built up. Over here, all these stones are slippy. The actual banking is all built up stones over there. But that's the height of the weir. The river is pretty deep there, but the mill's not too far down. You need a pretty big drop. I don't know. Obviously it wasn't a very successful mill when they had to build a new one. But there's not much of a drop in the river there. But it's not, unless the bank is just wore, like them trees out there, maybe half the bank is just wore away over the years, the floods. The river's got wider. Eating a wee bit of grass. That's like, you eat the grass. Look how stones is hitting. See how all the water been churned up. That's unusual, that. So the water's deeper over there and it's getting held back. This weir's pretty wide. So it must get very deep at the other side. The water's been forced up. There's a big concrete block way over there, and this here's a square. I was just wondering, there's a main water pipe going under the river there. There could be a water pipe going underneath the river. So the weir is where the weir always is, but they're running the main water here. That could be a manhole cover. There could be a manhole cover here. But usually they build it up with stones because they don't want the water flowing down it. So maybe that side's got a manhole cover and this one side. That side's a pipe. Pipe running underneath the river. From here across to there. Then where does the pipe go? Where does the pipe go then? Well, you need to see that all one if there's a manhole cover on it. But that's unusual the way it's getting caught like that, the water. It is deep. Battery went down. I'm going to put a spare battery in, and I must have turned the battery charger on. There's only 9% power left in this battery here. So I'm not a bit of a boob there. Well, we'll go back up this way now, will we? 3 batteries in my pocket, they're not charged. One's gone flat, this one's almost flat. Didn't bring the charger with me, that's why I prefer to bring the wee charger packs rather than charge them off the car directly. Charge them off the USB things, they charge up fully. You plug them into the car, you forget about them, you take the batteries out, they're not charged. So that's it now. Well, I wonder if the mill's on downstream, if we can get this. But Killymoon Castle, you get to that from Cookstown, town centre. And it's down below that, so the other mill must be at the other side of Cookstown. I wonder should we drive to Killymoon Castle for curiosity. Well, the golf course up there, but I wonder how far up do you get. See, I wouldn't normally go near golf courses. It's all swanky cars and all like. And going up with paw prints doesn't look right. You got paw prints in your car, they know you're an outsider. They know we're not there to play golf. Well, we'll see.